can just put it right here, I guess.
I was thinking about doing it, but I found my niece was
Robert is, as I said, such a good organizer that you can see that he, I'm glad that he organizes and works on things for good. Imagine if they weren't for good. I would like to welcome, our MLA, Tony Houstons. Tony is one of the most supportive, if not the most supportive, MLA in the whole bank. The good people who are going to make your stay more comfortable and nicer while you're in this finest little town that I spoke of. Like Mary McGilvery, salt of the earth, just a wonderful, wonderful person. Stuart Henry of Pizza Delight. He'll feed you well. He may, if you were there long enough, you could be as big as I am. Would also like to thank Dennis and Esther Hong of the Winsome Inn. What an addition to our town. Just good people. They will treat you, you'll be so happy. You people will be so happy. So at this point in time, I'd like to turn it over to Robert.
great. Thanks, Al. George, welcome to St. Stephen. I just want to say that on a personal level, I signed an organ donor order. I've talked to my family. My friend Brent McPherson has done the same thing. I know we have to do more. As well, I think it's particularly interesting since it's this time of year and it's Christmas, and you know, we all think about material things that are happening, but it's a lot more than that. I think, you know, the important thing is everybody's health and well-being. So for that, George, for the sacrifice that you're making for other people and for the good work that you're doing and the difference that you're making in people's lives and the inspiration that just may result in a whole lot of lives being saved. Thank you very much. And I've done a little bit this morning, some fundraising. I didn't have much of an opportunity because I was organizing. But this morning I went around and did as much as I could, and I have a donation for you from Milltown Trucking Company, Ganon Brothers Limited, and Orchards Paint and Paper. And as well, I'll mention St. Jerome's restaurant as well, is providing a supper for you in this group tonight as well.
I apologize for leaving St. Jerome out there, a wonderful place to eat, and I would not have left them out for all the tea in China. I'd like to ask our MLA if he would just like to say a word or two.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. And George, welcome to St. Stephen and this beautiful county. And Robert, I want to thank you for the invitation. Robert sent me an invitation. He says, you can talk for about 10 minutes. And I'm saying, wow, what are you saying, 10 minutes? But don't worry, I'm not going to talk for 10 minutes. First of all, I want to compliment you on what you're doing. Organ donation has been very close to me because for years I've been a supporter of the Kidney Foundation of Canada, and they were the organization in New Brunswick that started the movement of having organ donation cards attached to the driver's license so that people would be aware of it and could make their pledge, so to speak, to have the organs donated. And I think that's so important that people do this, but more importantly, it's not just signing the card that's important. Robert mentioned it. He's told his family that this is important to him. And I think that is the key, because if I died tomorrow, if I didn't tell my family that I wanted to donate my organs, it would never happen, because the doctors do not take the lead in this. And this is perhaps one of the things that I would like to make known right here, that I think we need the medical practitioners online to foster and to promote organ donation. I know it's a very difficult time when someone passes on to the suggested family that the organs of that individual be donated, and it's a tough decision for the family. But at the same time, if we don't take a lead in this, it will not happen. And I think those two things, I think, are key to the success of organ donation. donation is very important to me. I've got a card. I had a card signed for years. I've got my hospital card with the organ donation sticker on it. And so if I go to the hospital and I give them my card, they know that I'm an organ donor. And I think all these little messages need to be said and need to be put in place to make organ donation a success. You're a good example of what organ donation can mean. And I've seen people in the Kidney Foundation who received a new kidney. And the difference it made in their lifestyle, not to be dependent on the machine to do the dialysis, and to be free from having to go to St. John every other day for dialysis and so forth. Those are very important things, and the quality of life that people regain with organ donation is so important. So on behalf of myself and this community, I want to thank you for what you're doing, and I certainly support you. Thank you very much.
Tony, thank you for the kind words, and I too believe very strongly on organ donations. Although I didn't make it to university while I'm living, hopefully I'll make it when I'm gone, and the reason for that being that I was very involved with DDT. So I think that I should, you know, they may find something out about DDT and some of the lasting effects. So this is why I, at one time did have an organ card, but I'm going to go the other route because I just feel that maybe I could tell exactly what this DDT is like 50 years later. Having been raised on a tater farm and a cattle farm, we used to spray our cows, and as an example, and there'd be a mist there of spray, and DDT